Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing Roxy's weekly challenge number 11. Now Rachel had some utensil bags, but I haven't got any of those, so I'm going to use envelopes, and I've got these 2 envelopes here. To start with, I'm going to have to seal them up so that they are like a bag. So let's do that. I'm just going to run my glue around the edge here and seal that down. Got no idea what that is. And I'll do the same for this one. It's not going to matter because we're going to cover that anyway. Right, so now what she did was she cut them in halves. So let's do that. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not worried about if they're perfectly in halves or not. Okay, now she folded those over like that. Matched up the bottoms. Oh look, they're not very straight, are they? Perhaps I better get my trimmer. Okay. Now, my pockets are not probably going to be as tall as they could have been, but not much I can do about that. I should have measured it. Easier if I go that way. So I'm just lining it up so that, oh, that's not looking too bad. Just because I haven't got it on the right edge. Okay, line the shortest end up with the line. I'll drop this down and get that off straight. So I'll have to do that for all of them because they'll all be crooked now. Now, what she did was she folded these over so that they matched up, and then she just took her scissors, and I'm going to use small scissors for this, and just rounded that edge. Okay, line these up around the edge. You can make that as deep or as shallow as you wish. Let's do this one as well. Okay. Right. Okay, so now that that's done, what she did next was fold those down. Let's fold that one down like so. So I've just folded it. Looks crooked, doesn't it? But I think it's the self-stripe in the envelope that makes it look crooked. So let's, well, shall we check? Make sure. Well, it's a fraction out, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And we can glue this down. Like so. Okay. fit from the top, so I'll just pop one on each side and do that for these others as well. So I'm folding down the piece that has got the closed, like it's got this side, because we're going to cover that. You can use whatever glue you like here. Racheal uses a glue stick for most of her paperwork, but I'm not a big glue stick fan, so I tend to use glue. Okay, so now we're going to cover our fronts of our pockets. These are pockets. I'm going to leave the back as it is because that can be journaling space. So I'm just going to use some scraps here for my coverings. So that one will be fine. Now let's use one that we've already done that would be dry. So let's pop that. And that's a bit wider. That one. So we can mark that with my pencil out there, because I'm just leaving a little border all around. Trim this off. And I'll mark that there. That one can be stuck on there. So let's ink around it first. Racheal tends to do hers more in like a production line, so she would cut all of her papers to fit first and then ink them all, and then, or she doesn't ink actually, and then attach them all. But I'm going to do mine. Do I want that? No. I've got plain on the back, so there's plenty of journaling space already, and we can put something in these pockets so that, you know, there will be extra journaling space on that too. They will either put a journaling card or a tag or something like that in there. Now which way is up? Go that way or that way? Doesn't really matter. Let's pop that down there. Like so. I probably should have inked across there, but I haven't. I'm going to ink around that. I will try to ink around here. It's working okay. So that's one. Now let's have a look. Does this fit any others? Could fit on that one. Can't really fit on that one. Okay, what else have we got here? In our little scrap bin. Okay, take the clip off. So I'm going to mark this one. So just hold it in place there like that. Mark that there and there. got any of them. Oh, that's the mark there. I've cut it at the wrong spot. It might be a bit better. So, yep, that one can go on that one. Now, look at this one. See if I can cut it on the marks this time. Just a fraction up from that, and just a fraction in from that. Perfect. And the last one. Let's use a different paper on this one. This paper here. Let's mark that. There. And okay, how does this fit? Yep, looks good. Rightio, so I'm going to go and stick these, ink around the papers, stick them on here, and then ink around the pockets like I have on this one, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've gathered up a few bits and pieces. I've got some coffee dyed cheesecloth here. I've got some daisy lace. I've got some white lace. And I've got a heap of fussy cuts here. I've got some labels and some butterflies here as well. So we'll just work our way through them. We'll just decorate these. So I'm going to start the first one with a piece of cheesecloth. I'm not quite sure exactly how big I want that at this stage, but I do want to cut that selvage off. Okay, so what should we do first? Let's start with a piece of cheesecloth and an image. So we've got, well, we could use a tag, and we could use something like this on there, but probably something a little bit bigger than that. Maybe something like that. And maybe a little label. There, like that. Or we could put our label over this side. Coming out from there. I think it stands out better on that tag. So we could do something like that. So let's put some glue down for our cheesecloth to stick to. Let's fray it out a little bit before we do that. What's going on there? My Must be still a piece of the selvage there. My glue's going to be dry before I get this down, isn't it? Okay, just pop that down on there like that. Now I'm going to ink around each of my embellishments because I do like the look of the inking. I'm going to punch that white piece out, I hope. Near enough. Just a little bit of ink on that will dull that down nicely. Okay, so let's stick this one down. You could put an eyelet in that, or actually, I was going to say I might put a little dangle on there to let it hang down, but you know, there's not a great deal of room for it on there, so I won't do that. When you're fussy cutting, I find it's really hard. I mean, fussy cutting's not one of my favourite things to do, and it's really hard to get into all of the little fussy bits and pieces. So I find that by inking around the edge, it covers up a multitude of sins, and it makes it look like you have done an excellent job of fussy cutting. So let's stick this down. I'm trying to get into all of those fussy little bits that might catch in there in our journals, because we don't really want them sticking up, do we? I'll move that more over that way. I'm going to try and get it a bit straight, and then I'm going to put my label there. Glue on that. I want to put it under there, and I'd rather put it under here. Just let that pop out like that. Okay, so there we have one of our little pockets decorated. So you could put, these are just small embellishment pieces, but you get the idea. We can pop a tag or journaling card or whatever in there. And pop it in a pocket, or we can attach it to a page, 1, 2, 3 sides, and then we've got a pocket behind it as well. Or we can attach it 1, 2 sides and we've got a tuck spot. So up to you what you do with it. Of course you can also just paper clip it into your journal. So very versatile. Okay, so basically I'm going to use the same sort of recipe for these others. This one I might put some white lace on. Let's just cut that through there. Pop that down there. And what should we put on here? We could put a collection of flowers, so we can make like a little posy, something like that. What do we think? I think that will be quite nice. And we want to put a label behind that. Could put a floral label. That would get a bit lost, wouldn't it? So we'll use a plain one. in there. Or let's go for a different coloured label. I don't know that I really want red on there. Maybe something like that. Yes, this has got like a drop shadow on it. I'm going to cut that off because I don't want that on there. So we want the frilly bit down the bottom. It's got scalloped on both top and bottom, so I guess that's okay to put it either way. Do it like that. Okay. Once again, I'm going to ink around these. Right, so let's start attaching these. If you wanted to, you could back these with some cardboard or foam tape or something like that and have them risen. One of them, I'd just do one probably. And that's our second one done. Now then, what will we do on this one? Let's do a butterfly. I've got some butterflies here, and this one's got some yellow and blue in it, and it's a good size. I think we'll go with that one. Now what will we do? I think we might go with the cheesecloth behind this one. Let's fray that out a little before I've got the glue down waiting. Do we want to put one of these daisies with it? Or a couple? Or we could put a large label with a daisy. I think we need more of a plainer label, don't you? What do we think of that? I think it looks alright. So let's go for that. Once again, inking and gluing. I decided that I would stamp something on this label, and I've got this Witchcraft You Do stamp. I'm going to use one of the stamps off of that, and I'm probably going to use one of these larger numbers. I might put it off to the side like that because the other half of the label is going to be under the butterfly, so I'm using my jet black Stays On ink. Normally I would use my VersaFine black, but I don't know where I've put it. It's not looking too dark. I'll just stamp it onto a piece of scrap and see if it's actually inking up. Right. Alright, I'll have to go and find my VersaFine. Here we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to pop this over to this side. Put that down like that. Okay. Got a baby wipe here somewhere. I'll just wipe that off. Put that aside for now. Now we can put this together. Now you can just stick your butterfly in the middle and leave the wings loose if you want, but I'm going to put the butterfly like that so it's flying off the pocket. Okay, so that's number 3. We'll do the last one, and what should we do on this one? Well, we might use the white lace again. Not necessarily straight. I can never work out which side's the right side and which side's the wrong side of this. So if I can't work it out at a close range, I guess that it's not going to make much difference one way or the other, is it? Okay, so for this one, we could use one of these large or small, whatever you like to call them, large label. Let's call it a large label, but I'm not that keen on it. Okay, got a large hat there, so we could use that, but it does need something else, a little bit of something, doesn't it? Perhaps another one of these darker labels. Got this brown watercolour sample. No. What about a yellow one? Well, that looks alright, doesn't it? Matches in with the centre of the daisies. And perhaps if I stamped one of these smaller stamps on it, might look good. And maybe this one. How does that fit on there? Perfect size. Okay. I need to take that one off, put this one on, ink it up, and stamp that on there. I have got a stamping platform, but for these little jobs I don't worry about getting that out. It's really only if I want to make sure, if I'm not sure that it's going to stamp properly, that I'll get that out. Now I think I might need to, you know, go back over the top of what I'm doing. I'm going to stand that upside down and see how that goes. Right, let's get that out of the way. So now I'm going to ink around these. Sue over at Paper Inspiration sent me these labels in a swap. So all of these fussy cuts are in the kit. Well, everything I've used is in the kit. I'll put a link in the description box to the video that shows you what's in the kit. There's two kits. This is the Delightful Daisies, and there's one called Grunge Delightful Daisies. So it's the same kit, except the flowers are more grungy. Well, all of the embellishments are more grungy. Alright, so that is my video for today. So this is Roxy's Weekly Challenge, week 11. So of course you know I'm far behind because I've been away on holidays. But I am determined to finish them all, so I will keep at it. So there are our 4 little pockets for today. As I said, Racheal used cutlery bags, but I didn't have any cutlery bags, so I've used envelopes, and I've left the back plain. You could, of course, if you don't like the whiteness of that, you can add coffee dyed paper or something like that to the back of them. If you have the cutlery bags, they are actually a craft colour, so you wouldn't have to do anything with the backs. Alright, so there's our 4 pockets. I think they're quite cute. I think they'd be handy. And yeah. Alright, well thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video, whatever that may be. Okay, bye.